What inspired you to put your utmost effort into having Jamaica be an independent country?
What inspired me was the stories of the countries breaking away from large countries to gain independence. Countries such as the USA breaking from British Empire in 1776. Haiti was also another inspiration for me. Their breaking away from the French Empire inspired me and made me realize how the oppressed could become the oppressor. My parents' fascination for the story of the USA gaining their independence was the inspiration behind my middle name, Washington. I was named after the first US President of the United States.
What was your first move in attempting to begin a movement for Jamaica to become an independent country?
Well, my first movement to better Jamaica was the striving of the universal adult suffrage. I was successful at this, and in 1944, the colony was granted it by the Parliament. The PNP party that I founded gained power, and as the president of the party, I was elected to the office. I was in power until victory in 1958, and another movement was the holding of referendum to let the Jamaican people decide whether or not they wanted to be a part of the Federation of the West Indies. I called the referendum even though I was a part of the Federation. The withdrawal of Jamaica from the Union propelled this country to its independence.
What was the mission that you set out to accomplish when co founding the PNP?
Well, the mission of my generation was to win self government for Jamaica, to win political power for the black masses of my country, from which I spring from. I am proud to stand here today and say to you who fought that fight with me, say it with gladness and pride. Mission accomplished for my generation. Mission accomplished for Jamaica. I say it is reconstructing the social and economical society of Jamaica.
I understand that the JLP has won many elections in the past, but how is this one different from the others?
Unfortunately, the election this year was not what I was expecting. I was expecting the win in this election. However, the people showed me otherwise. With this loss, I will now make it my duty to provide a definite role of the parliament opposition of this developing country.
Prompted the decision of the redistribution of land in the country.
After reviewing this year's census, it was found that zero point 0.7 million acres of land were held by those who own properties of over 500 acres. It was unfair that my Jamaican people were not benefiting from one of the country's greatest resources. That inspired the land bond law that gave power back to the people in the form of redistribution of land for things like farming. The life of entire community depended on it, and these acres were just ideal.
Hello, Mr. Manley. We would like to proceed with a few questions from our audience members. And to start off, we have a question from Miss Thompson. And she would like to know if it's true that you helped with the release of your cousin, Mr. Alexander Bustamante. And if so, did it hurt when he left your party and started the GLP?
Well, yes, I did help out with his bail. I provided evidence which then led to his release. It was a bit offsetting, however, I do believe that it gave Jamaican people a better sense of freedom to help make this country propel.
Okay, so for the final question, the audience would like to know what is a word of advice you would like to leave them with today?
My advice is to never be silenced. In the face of inequality and injustice, always take a stand for what is right.
I completely understand. Next, we have a question from an anonymous member of our audience, and they would like to know why you chose to marry your cousin.
Next question, please.